Happy new moon and new year. Welcome to the Art of Life podcast and the year of the wood snake. This new moon and lunar new year of January 29th ushers out the year of the dragon and in the year of the snake. The dragon was a yang creature and the snake is a yin creature. So wait, I'm a dragon, not a snake? What about my tattoo? Placemat said I'm a snake. Yeah, so let's talk briefly about the animals of the Zodiac, the elements that are associated with them, and the attributes of the snake, and what it means for your 2025. In Chinese mythology, there were 12 animals that came to visit the new emperor and named the years after that. Wait, Chinese mythology? We're going to base this whole podcast on mythology? Well, the mythology helps us remember the order of the animals and explains in a way we can kind of keep track of things, the animals and the elements. And if you want to dive deeper into this, I wrote a little book and I'm putting a link to the PDF in the notes. It's my gift and it really is interesting, all the meaning and all the symbolism that is put into the animals of the Zodiac. All the human traits and qualities are actually explained in the animals. They're archetypes for human traits and behaviors. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. So every other year in the lunar zodiac, the animals switch between yin and yang. And yin is going to be a more feminine energy, very receptive, creative, more in a receiving mode. And the yang energy is going to be very directed, action-oriented, and solid, a masculine energy. So I always think of mountain and river. Going back and forth between yin and yang years, we maintain balance overall. Every animal is also paired with an element, and the Chinese have 5 elements. It's wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. In one direction they create each other, and the other direction they destroy each other. So it's overall balance of creation. Okay, so 12 times 5 is 60. So there's only the same animal every 60 years. Correct, this wood snake hasn't shown up in 60 years. The yin, the yang, the element, and the animal will explain every personality type, emotion, and human condition, positive or negative. And so it's a way to meditate or take things into consideration. So what does it mean, the year of the snake? What energy is the snake going to bring? Wait a minute, we're going to base our year off a snake. So this will be fun. Let's look deeper into snake meaning and spirit and find out what things ring true to us and what things we could embody from that energy and take into our new year that could be pretty helpful. First of all, snakes are associated with transformation. They shed their skin when they grow, and then they have a new skin coming in underneath it. I like to look at this and embody that, constantly shedding what isn't serving us and welcoming a regenerative and new fresh skin. So this is embracing transformation and letting go of the old. This could be releasing habits, beliefs, patterns that no longer serve you. It would be a good time to reflect on areas of your life where you need to grow. And if we need to grow in that direction, maybe we need to let some things go. Also, literally engaging in decluttering. And this is physically getting rid of things, emotionally, things that have been tying you down mentally. It's time to usher those out with the dragon. And then our snake energy is going to bring more grace in and show us that, yes, there's going to be this time of discomfort when we're trying to get rid of that skin. Many of us can definitely feel when you're leaving something old and outdated, it is quite uncomfortable. We don't need to know the future. We just know that we need to leave this phase or leave this habit and trust that as we're working out of that and releasing that, that newer and better is going to come in. Another thing that the snake is known for, symbolizing, is healing and renewal. As snakes expand, they shed that old skin and then they go through a period of healing and regeneration, being slightly careful as that newer skin hardens. So this is a time for literal and figurative growth, and knowing when to be a little careful with that newness, maybe not telling everyone about the newness, maybe starting on our path and incubating and being really internally enthusiastic about it and paying attention to this world, and then stepping out with all of the wonderful things that we're doing now. Symbolically, the snake is about healing, and we know that it's been used throughout the millennia in every culture as a sign of that. You probably see it most often on ambulances or things in the medical world where the two snakes come together around a staff, and that's the caduceus. So especially this year, prioritizing some healing. That means we can be investing in a bit of self-care, doing breath work, which is wonderful, that snake breath, the kundalini breath, focusing on your physical health, detoxifying, drinking plenty of water, really being nourishing for our bodies. And as the snake moves its whole body, it reminds me to move our lymph. So as we move, we are detoxifying and helping our body rid itself of all kinds of toxins. The next thing that I think of with snake is its adaptability and how flexible it is. I love to watch them. So they can work around any obstacle, kind of come in and out of things and get anywhere. They can coil up and wait for long periods of time, and very decisive. They can strike very fast. I love to embody these superpowers when we look for alternative solutions. They move with great intention. They're very low to the ground, and so everything around them they need to be very aware of for their safety, and then also so that they can thrive. Practicing slowing down, planning, and having some awareness before we act could be one way that we'll really thrive in this year of the snake. Setting goals and having a strategy and being patient. When we do make decisions, we can act much faster. And assessing risks before we dive in, that sensing everything around it, collecting all the data, and then when it comes decision time, they can strike quickly. So I love those visuals for this year. The next beautiful trait that I see with snakes. Snakes are very in tune. I think this year it'll be extremely important. So snakes are associated with wisdom and seem to have extra senses, can tell when something's coming, can smell it with their tongue, and they are very sensitive to vibration. So that's why a lot of times they're associated with clairvoyance. They're very close to the earth and they have their pulse on the earth. They can feel other movement around them and of course smell it. This speaks to our deepened sense of awareness. Connecting with our inner wisdom through journaling could be one way, meditation and introspection, learning how to trust our instincts and pay them a lot of attention. I think the intuitive nature of snake will really serve us this year. So tuning into our body, looking for how our body feels as a guide to our health and making decisions. How does this feel in my body? Where am I feeling it? And does it mean move towards? Does it mean run away, be still? A lot of times our body is speaking to us, and because we're paying so much attention to the outside world instead of what we're feeling, the nature of snake is going to help us work with our intuitive powers and not pay so much attention to all the things coming at us. Being more aware of energy and having that as our compass is definitely snake medicine for this year. Another thing that snakes embody would be their adaptability and their grace and their cold-bloodedness. So a snake can hibernate and basically shut its body down and conserve. And then when they're warm, either warmed by the earth or the sun, they can be really active and very decisive. And these are times of like hunting and mating and being outward. This helps me remember the importance of honoring the cycles. So where I live, I have seasons, and it's so much more fun, instead of resisting the seasons, to just embrace how I actually feel. And when I feel more like hibernating, that's what the body needs. And then in times of summer, there's so much activity and you need less sleep. And so it feels very snake-like and authentic to pay attention to those cycles and be graceful with them instead of resisting. Staying flexible and open-minded in unexpected situations is definitely one of the medicines of snake, and I think that is going to be extremely important in the upcoming years, and it makes life more fun. Instead of pretending to know everything, when we plan ahead and we're strategic and we're feeling grounded, and then something changes, it's not that big of a deal because we're dropped in and gracefully can slither around anything. We can view challenges as opportunities and then just shift gears quicker and be a better, more graceful version of ourselves. On top of all of this awesomeness, we have the element of wood. This is so complex. No, it's really not. Isn't this fun? Okay, so wood as an element is growth and flexibility and creativity, which I think is an amazing thing to go with snakes. So we definitely have a lot of flexibility in this coming year. The wood element brings in growth and vitality. I'm always thinking of a tree, and wood is associated with spring, kind of a blossoming time. The snake might hibernate, and then when it warms up, just like all the trees, everything is going to blossom. It's a time of new beginnings, budding potential, and upward expansion, as well as deepening of your roots. And it represents the energy to grow. So that could be both personally, your inner growth and your external growth. And this energy is encouraging us to set intentions and then pursue them with determination. It could be super ambitious, it can be small goals. Just strive towards setting something that is authentic and intrinsically important to you, and then take whatever steps you can to get there, and use that visual of the tree. Wood is also very flexible and adaptable. So like a swaying tree, it has tremendous strength, yet it can also move back and forth and weather the storms because it has that flexibility. If it wasn't, it wouldn't matter if it was concrete. If it can't flex, it would break. So wood emphasizes adaptability and flexibility. So challenges and obstacles might arise this year. Once again, just know that you can sway with that. Some of the things we're just going to have to weather the storm, and some of the things we can move around. So this year, when we face challenges, that can just be a test to look at things in a new way, and those challenges are going to end up being, I think, our opportunities for growth. So I like the combination of the snake's wisdom and the wood's flexibility for coming to quick decisions when we do have to be adaptable, and maybe they're going to be in totally different ways than we ever have before. We are going to be moving through a lot this year, and we have these energies that we can embody and bring into our sphere. Wood is very creative and it has vision. So wood, because of all the things that humans have always done with it, it's tied to innovation, imagination, and creating something new, including fire. This year is ideal for exploring creative projects, problem solving, and visionary pursuits, and it's inviting us to think long term as well. What we are planting today is going to grow something tomorrow, but it's going to continue to keep on growing. It also reminds me of connection and cooperation. It symbolizes collaboration because, for instance, in a tree, you have an entire ecosystem in a tree, and that's full of all these different relationships, and it's regenerative. So it encourages working on that strong foundation, working on your roots, working on yourself and your family and community. And with that strong structure, we'll be able to branch off into all these amazing places. So definitely really excited to think about building in new ways and flexible ways with our community. And wood is very healing and renewing. You can slash a tree and it will form a scar around that, or even cut a tree and it'll just start growing new. So working with those challenges that come up and coming back even stronger and better is a pretty spectacular energy to bring into this year. Balance is the other thing with a tree. So the deep roots, deep and balanced, is going to let everything in our life happen and flourish easier. So supporting those roots, bringing in good nourishment, bringing in beautiful sunlight through our leaves, having our filters tight, having really good healthy protocols, taking in amazing nutrition, being around people with good energy, which will be easier with our snake energy because we're going to sense that. We're going to find a similar vibration. And now when we're taking care of our roots and our system and our physical body and our mental state, then we're going to be able to lead a much more balanced life and go farther, faster, and try new things. And we're going to have the energy for it all because we're supporting ourselves. I love that balance of the wood. So how do we bring this all together? I think this is going to be a great year for setting goals. I love the cycle of the moon and each new moon reflecting on the past month and then wondering to myself, what little things do I want to plant? Who do I want to reach out to? And really taking that metaphor of a seed, what is going to grow from that, and then farther down the road, that's going to be the fruits of my labor. Really utilizing the tree energy there. Staying grounded is going to serve all of our adventures and all of our challenges and all of our new flexible thinking. So remember to have your grounding practices every day. Cultivate a lot of flexibility. Anytime you're triggered or something arises, breathe in some snake medicine and say, I am going to find a way around this or a new solution. Focus on nourishment. This is going to be a season and a year for taking really good care of yourself so that you can nourish others and handle all these new things with ease and grace. And let's really embrace our creativity. We are all extremely creative people. Not just musicians, not just painters. Each and every one of us is a creative person. We're creating with our thoughts, we're creating with our jobs, and we can infuse this flexibility and this inspiration and grow, be able to give so much more when we are feeding our creativity. So this year is definitely inviting renewal and steady growth and providing fertile ground for personal transformation. And I think we can really lean into that energy of balance and intention. Okay, so you're saying together with wood, snake, and yin, we are pointing to a year of healing if we have the courage to leave behind our old skin and move through discomfort towards personal, relationship, and environmental growth. And we can embrace a flexible and creative mindset that will ease our challenges and transitions, and that being balanced, in tune, and aware will illuminate the abundance that is flowing to us and nourish ourselves in all ways, always, is going to give us the energy and stamina for growth and endless possibility. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So I hope this gave us something to think about and embrace and embody for the new year. It is going to be incredible. So remember, the Animals of the Zodiac booklet is waiting in the notes, PDF form. Please enjoy that. And I'm going to leave you with a reading from the Inner Alliance Animal Oracle. This is something that can perhaps add some spirit to what this year is bringing, and you can return to it any time. Snake, forward growth, transmutation, and intuition. Snake is a cold-blooded creature and a magnificent sensory machine utilizing vibrations to navigate life. Too subtle for humans to notice with our heads high above the pulse of the earth. Without high vision or any sense of smell, snakes taste and feel things in order to determine his next move. Completely in sync with earth energies, he is a planetary compass. This is a wonderful time to ground yourself and listen to your own and Mother Earth's, nature's intrinsic rhythms. You have a perfectly evolved guidance system mirrored on hers that will signal you it's time for change, to move forward, to grow, and to transmute your energy. The challenge is to learn how to match your energy with your desires and sense the direction you need to go. What you seek in an environment, you must first conjure from within. Times of suffering and challenge are perfect times to expand. Perhaps things no longer feel right in an area of life. Maybe they haven't for some time. You have grown out of a way of relating, a job, a family dynamic, a state of being, dogma, or old programming. You may need to make subtle tweaks, or it may require a complete revamping. As Snake grows and thrives, she has to shed what constricts her and no longer fits. This is a very vulnerable time, but he does not hesitate when it comes. He pulls all attention into breaking free of his old, outdated skin. Like Snake, your spirit may wish to stretch and gain freedom. Listen to your body. Bless, welcome, and allow the transformation to happen. Taking your snake medicine will help you know what to shed and what will fuel your expansion. The outdated is left drying out in the past. Don't let it restrict or clog your future. If you feel discomfort or conflict, you're in the right place. Make a conscious choice. Decide if this is a relationship, state of being, habit, or emotion you want to keep. Embrace this chance to settle the situation once and for all by making the only move you truly ever have control over, and that's changing yourself. You will emerge fresh, flexible, vibrant, and clear. Snake spirit is always moving forward. You are supported now. It's safe to face a hurtful pattern, to install a healthy habit, and to nurture a new relationship or project. Snake energy is wonderful to bathe in as you move through your awake time. Keep your attention on the pulse of the earth and the subtle messages from your body. Into dream time you slide with Snake. In this state, your unconscious program can be rewritten. Snake's venom. I am able to sense the unseen, to move in the direction of my highest potential and being. I have the insight and willpower to make any change and create my gorgeous future. Happy new moon and new year, everyone. Let's move like the snake with grace and agility and flexibility and wisdom into this new year. Thanks for watching The Art of Life, and I look forward to seeing you soon.